Raven, great to have you on the show. Can you tell us about how you got involved in this year's lineup at the BreakOut West Festival?
Well, I'm actually a signed artist to Marilyn Music Incorporated, and my manager, Laura Marilyn, applied for me to go to BreakOut West.
Yeah, and you know, as a folk singer yourself, where do you draw your inspiration to write your own songs from?
I write my own songs. The inspiration comes from my life. So I've had a really crazy life, so my songs reflect that.
Yeah, you know, tell me a little bit about that. You're also a 60s Scoop survivor. Tell us a little bit about your journey and how you discovered your roots.
Going back to when I was born in Yellowknife, and then I was taken by the RCMP officers and social workers at the age of 4. They came and took me and several of my cousins and my siblings away from my granny's place. My parents and all the adults were working on a trap line in a hunting camp, and while they were gone, that's when they came and scooped us all. And then I ended up in a children's group home there for a bit in Fort Smith, Northwest Territories. My family is originally from Mikisew Cree First Nations, and so the adopted family that I was adopted into, they moved us to Prince Albert. So they took us away from our culture, traditions. I lost all my languages. I used to speak Cree, French, Dene, Michif, English. So now I'm relearning Cree.
That's awesome. I always encourage people to learn the language, you know, but music isn't just all that you do. On top of that, you're also a motivational speaker. What topics do you tackle, and share a little bit about why they are so important to you?
I speak about suicide prevention because I myself went through that, dealing with mental health issues. I talk about self-esteem and self-confidence. I also speak about domestic violence. It was a part of my life, and the 60 Scoop.
You know, a lot of those topics, many Indigenous people have faced them. You know, why is that so important to hit those topics?
I feel that the more that we as Indigenous public speakers take up the space that we should be ours. I see people on TV when I was young, like on APTN, when APTN first started, and I would watch it and just be enthralled because it was the only channel that had Indigenous people on it. And from there, I was inspired to do something like that, to be out in the public and be able to tell our stories in a way, because I feel that I walk in two different worlds. I grew up in the non-Indigenous world, and I'm also Indigenous, so it's easier for me to kind of go back and forth and be able to speak to the non-Indigenous people about the plights of ours on treaty lands.
Yeah, and it's good that you're taking up that space, Raven. And before we go, Raven, tell us a little bit about some of those projects, you know, some future projects that you have on the go here.
Oh, I'm all over the place. I was just at the incubator program at the National Music Center. I was also at BreakOut West for some showcases. I'm off to the leadership program in Toronto, and then at BreakOut West I was just invited to go to Folk Ontario. So I'll be playing there, and then from there I fly to Regina to be part of OSAC.
That sounds like you've got a busy schedule coming up. Thank you for joining us in studio today, making the time for us.
Thank you so much for having me here. Tinigay.